What's good, guys? It's Poku Banks, baby. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get me to 100k subscribers. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be with
Luigi Newton,
who is a property investor based in Nottingham, and he's going to be giving you some tips on how to get started in property, and also giving me some tips as well, so I can learn from him as well while the video's going on. Now, Luigi, why did you get into property? Like, why not, working a job, or why not even trading, or why not any other business? Why property? Like, do you think it's the best way forward? Like,
yeah. So the reason why I love property so much is because I feel like you get paid in several different ways from it. So firstly, you obviously get the rent money. So every single month, people need a place to live. So you're going to get paid your rent money that way. So that's profit in one way. Also, you have the capital appreciation, which I really like.
Long-term wealth.
Yeah. So this is basically when you have a property and it goes up in value over time. So you're not necessarily doing any work to the property, but it's just going up and up in value. Because if you look back in the history, house prices have generally doubled every 10 years.
Yeah.
So say if you have 10 houses now that are all worth 100k, in 10 years time, they should all be worth 200k. So that will mean you've made £1 million in equity within that 10-year period.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big thing, the capital appreciation, the rent, and then the fact that you can leverage the money and get several properties and build a portfolio. So you can have the 10 houses. That's obviously what I'm working towards. So
100%.
Yeah.
Now, there are lots and lots of property methods to get into doing property. So there's HMOs, buy-to-let, service accommodations.
Yeah.
Which would you say is the best for a beginner to start with? Would you say a vanilla buy-to-let? Would you say, like, what do you personally think, or what did you do as well that worked in your situation?
So I don't know if anyone's heard my story before, but I basically started out doing, I think you refer to as house hacking.
Yeah.
So I've never heard that before. I didn't even know I was doing that, but it's basically where you live in a property and you're renting out your spare rooms.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. And I basically managed to save up some more money, refinance that first property.
So you took money out of it?
Yeah, so I remortgaged the first one because I bought it for less than it was actually worth.
Yeah.
So I bought it for 125 grand, but it was worth about 150.
Wow. Okay.
So about a year went on, and then I refinanced that and I pulled out 20k, and then I used that 20k towards my next project.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think was the question, what would I recommend for new people?
Yeah, getting started. Would you say the BRRRR strategy? Would you say just buy-to-lets? What would you say? With the goal of, let's say capital appreciation.
Okay, cool. So I would say for people to always buy for cash flow first, and then capital appreciation second, because you can pretty much know how much cash flow you're going to make. With capital appreciation, it's kind of, it's not set in stone. You don't exactly know how much you're going to make long term, because you might think an area is going to go up in value now, but in 10 years time, it might not go up in value. It might have been the same, or it might have gone down. Yeah. So I think buy for cash flow first rather than capital appreciation, but try and buy something what you can do the BRRRR method on. Okay. So this is where we come into the whole other aspect of it, the BRRRR method, which is the buy, refurbish, BRRRR method, buy, refurbish, refinance, rent. Okay. That's the method I've used to basically grow my portfolio in a short space of time.
May I ask, how many properties would you?
So I had 5, I've just sold 1. Okay. So I've got 4 at the moment, but I'm buying 3 more.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully it goes through.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it all go through. Things do happen, sellers can pull out. And things do happen, but I do think I should get them all. One I should get in about 3 or 4 weeks time. Okay. So when I get that, I'll definitely give you a shout and we can check it out.
For just the audience, may I ask, how old are you, just for motivation purposes?
Yeah, so I'm 20, I've just turned 26 on the 2nd of Jan.
When did you start your property journey?
And I started when I was 21.
21,
so I just turned 22 when I got my first property. Okay. So I've been doing it now for about 3.5, 4 years. Seriously? And this is your full-time, this is what you do? Yeah, this is my full-time income. Obviously, I have my own portfolio. I also do joint ventures with different people, different investors. So I do work with people to help make us all money really.
Yeah.
And then I do occasionally source deals.
Okay. Yeah.
So I do a bit of property sourcing here and there, but it's not my focus.
Yeah.
My focus is to grow my portfolio, grow my JV portfolios, and just basically try and build empire.
That's very good. I respect that. Now, going back to the BRRRR strategy.
Yeah.
Could you explain that like step by step for the audience? So
I could literally speak about the BRRRR method for a long time. So I'm going to try and keep it short. So the BRRRR method, first step is the buy. It stands for buy, refurbish, refinance, and then rent. So the first step is the buy. So this is probably one of the most important steps that there is, because you need to make sure you're buying the correct house. And when I say the correct house, I mean you need to be buying something what you can add significant value to it, or you need to be buying something that's less than it's actually worth. Hopefully a bit of both. So something you can add value to, and something that is massively discounted. So basically you want to buy something discounted, because then you've essentially made money straight away.
Would you say, in terms of getting that, below market value price, would you say you would have to go to auctions to get that price, or could you just negotiate with estate?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay.
I believe you can find below market value properties outside of the auctions. So you can find below market value properties on Rightmove and Zoopla.
Okay.
My first one I actually viewed about 40 different properties before I bought my first one. And my first one, I went to the viewing, I spoke to the agent, and they said, listen, the seller's desperate.
So they're motivated.
He's motivated. He needs to sell, because he's buying another house. So he needs to sell. So I knew in my head, this is something here.
So you can then negotiate on the price and bring it and leverage that situation into your hands.
Definitely. And that was through Rightmove.
Okay.
So my first one was through Rightmove. You want to go more advanced, we're looking at direct landlord. So we're looking at writing out 1,000 letters to different landlords, maybe HMO landlords, or a specific area that you're targeting that you want to buy in, writing letters to all the property owners within that location, saying, hi, I'm a property developer, I want to buy your house. Obviously a bit more to it, but basically sending out mass load of letters and waiting and getting some leads that way. The response rate is very low, but it's worked for myself.
Okay.
I don't know if I got lucky, if God wanted me to get a deal through the letters, but someone did 5,000 letters, they got a few leads from it, but they didn't have any money to do the purchase. So they then called me. So that was through my network. So you can find deals in lots of different creative ways, basically.
Okay, that makes sense. And also on the buy part of things, in terms of starting, did you start by yourself? Did you learn from someone? Did you shadow someone? Did you have a mentor? And how would you recommend someone watching this to start out? So was it just trial and error? Was it?
So I started out on my own. My whole business is on my own. Obviously I do my JVs with different people, but my personal portfolio is all mine. And I learned by making friends with different developers. So I was able to make friends with an amazing woman called Charmaine, and she had done several flips. She had a serviced accommodation business at the time. Sorry, when I met her, she didn't have that business, but she had lots of property stuff going on. She just recently renovated a 6-bedroom student HMO. And I was seeing it before my own eyes.
Oh wow.
But I kind of brought some value to her life by saying, right, you know what, come to these property events with me. She was always a bit shy. So I said, right, come with me and I'll actually be with you at the events so we can learn that way. And I would just give her a bit of a push to say, come on, let's do it. Because she was always saying no. So I think we made good friends through that. And then I met other friends through her that were in the property game. And she actually told me about someone called Jamel from ALS Properties. So I messaged him. I actually got him onto my YouTube channel. He's been a massive help for my career in terms of giving me advice. Ever got stuck on anything technical, I could just give him a call and he would help me.
That's nice.
But yeah, I did pay for a mentor as well.
And you believe that's the way forward?
I believe do it all. You want to be making friends, getting out there,
networking,
meeting actual investors. If you're going to have a mentor, make sure they're actually doing what you want to do. Because back then I wanted to do rent to SA.
Yeah, so
which we've both got experience in.
Yeah. We'll get onto that later.
Good or bad, but you know, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But that's the strategy, well, one of the strategies which I was focused on.
Okay.
So I found someone that was doing it. He had about 16 rent to SAs. His name is Chris Taylor.
Yeah.
So I was paying him around £70 for 40-minute calls. And I probably did about 10 of those.
Oh, wow.
And I learned a lot about rent to SA.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But apart from that, I've not really paid anything else. But now I've made friends with my close friend, Boogie Singh, who actually owns a massive portfolio.
Wow.
So he's been a really good friend and a massive help to me.
Yeah.
Just a genuinely great guy that's managed to help me so much. I couldn't even put it into words, the amount of help this guy's given me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next letter, the R, is that refurbish, refinance? What's the next?
So we've done the buy, then we're going to do the refurbish.
Okay, so going through that, how does that work?
So refurbishing properties, I've got a video of this on my channel.
Yeah.
If people want to learn a bit more.
Check it out there.
Yeah, but just to kind of give it in brief. So refurbish, you need to make sure you're doing a property up for as little as possible, but still being high level. So cost-effective refurb, that's what I like to call it. Just basically making sure you're adding a lot of value to the property, but keeping it cost efficient.
Yeah.
So that's the refurbishment side. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's basically when you're doing up a property.
It's adding value to it and making it look better.
Yeah.
Would you say the property needs to be run down completely, or can it be just average and you can make it to a higher standard?
Well, it completely depends, because it always comes back to the first step, the buy.
The buy.
So that's obviously the most important thing. You make sure you buy the right property. And my key thing is, look at the other properties on the same street, see what they're selling for. If you're looking to buy a 3-bedroom house for, say, 100k, you need to look on the exact same street at the other 3 beds and see what have the 3 beds sold at.
And the condition of what they look like.
Yeah, and it will say one sold in 2019 for, say, £80,000. You can click on it and you can see the pictures. Wow. So it's very helpful. Sometimes it has that option, sometimes it doesn't. But definitely have a look at what's sold on that street. If you can't see that street, there's an option on Rightmove and Zoopla where you can, there's an option on Rightmove where you can do 1/4 of a mile from this property.
Also within the area.
And you can see what's sold.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So that's the main thing, yeah.
That's the second R for the...
Okay, so we have the buy, the refurbish, then we have the refinance.
Okay.
So this is when you've done up the property. So this is when you've done up the property, you actually want to pull your money back out from the property.
Okay, so as the value, once you got revalued by like a surveyor or whatnot, then you can take money out or get refinance from the bank.
Yeah, so all you have to do is you speak to your mortgage broker and you just say to them, listen, I've added a lot of value to the property. I've spent X amount. I believe it's worth X amount. Can you please can you speak to the lenders and see if they'll revalue it with me?
Yeah.
So you want to try and revalue it with the lender that you're with, because you don't have to pay any fees. But if he says no, they're not going to do it, then just ask him to find someone that will. So he'll then speak to some different mortgage companies, for example, Kent Reliant, Shawbrook Bank, and he'll say to them, listen, my client's here, he's added a lot of value to his property, he wants to refinance. They'll send a surveyor out, the surveyor will come to the property and they'll do all their checks that they need to do and they'll write down how much they think it's worth.
Yeah.
And hopefully the surveyor writes down the amount you want.
Yeah.
So you can then pull out your investment.
Yeah, definitely. That's good. On average, how much would you say percentage-wise do you pull out? Like, or how much do you leave in percentage-wise?
So it completely depends. I've done deals where I've pulled out 100% of my initial investment. Now that's always the goal.
That's the goal.
Like whenever I'm working with a new JV partner or anyone new, I just say that's always the goal. It's definitely possible. I've done it a few times, but then there's been other times where I've had to leave in, say, 20-30% of my initial investment.
Yeah.
So say if I've had to put in 30,000, I might have to leave in 5,000 or 6,000.
Okay, that's not too bad. And then over a year, maybe a year and a half, the rent would have paid for that anyway.
Yeah, often if it was 5k left in, it would be a lot sooner than a year and a half, because on the type of deals I'm doing, I'm normally doing HMO deals.
Okay, so
the monthly profit is usually more than £1,000.
Okay, so yeah, you got that within 6 months. That's nice. That's very good. But when you pull out all the money, it's like you haven't got a house for free, but it's like you can reuse the cycle. You can recycle the money and take it onto another house.
Yeah. So your loan amount goes up. So say when you refinance, your mortgage amount does actually go up.
Yeah, but obviously I'll be taken care of by the rent.
Yeah, but the rent will cover it.
Yeah, exactly.
If the rent wouldn't cover it, then the mortgage company, they would not let you pull out any money.
Yeah, that's good.
So the rent definitely covers it. And you've got to think mortgage lending is the cheapest way to borrow money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to refinance your property to go and buy a load of cars and bullshit, then don't do it.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're going to refinance to buy more assets,
there'll be
more properties, then I'd say do it.
Yeah. And then obviously the next step is rent, which you pretty much gone on to. You prefer the HMO strategy, I'm guessing. And that is...
Yeah. So I like to do the BRRRR Method on HMOs.
Okay.
So that's what I try and do. And that's what I do. All the 3 that I'm buying, they're all HMOs.
Mm.
Well, they're going to be HMOs.
Or you turn them into HMOs.
Yeah.
Raising the value. Mm-hmm.
One of them is an existing HMO, and 2 of them are outside of the Article 4 area in Nottingham.
Nice.
So I'm able to buy them, convert them up to 6-bedroom HMOs with no planning permission needed.
Wow. So it's a lot easier, a lot smoother.
Smoother, easier. But one of them I might try and turn to a 7 or 8 bed.
Wow, okay.
But I'll be recording the process anyway. So
on your channel, it will be there. Check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm pretty sure in some circumstances, you don't actually rent it out. You flip the property, you sell it on. So
yeah,
what makes you decide to do that instead?
Yeah, so when I'm doing these BRRRR Method deals, I'm always thinking, right, I want to refinance and pull out, hopefully, all of my initial investment. If not, then at least 70-80% of my investment. And I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
If I can't do that for whatever reason, then I'd always look for the sale option.
Okay.
So literally, if I couldn't refinance for whatever reason, then right, let's put it on the market, let's get it sold, let's make some profit.
On average, in your experience, how long would you say it takes? Especially with in the times we're on now, it might be a little bit longer, but how long has it been taking to sell? So
right now, I'm currently buying these 3 properties and it's taken me so long. It's taken me about 4 months.
Wow.
I'm 4 months in already and I've probably got another month or so on each one.
Yeah.
So looking about 5-6 months until you get the keys right now, just because things are taking ages because obviously lockdown.
Yeah.
And then the refurb should take around 3 or 4 months. Even that's taking a little bit longer right now.
Yeah.
So, and then the refinance might take 3 or 4 months as well.
Yeah.
So all in all, I'd say we're looking at a good year and a bit. From the moment that you find the deal to the moment that you pull your money out or sell.
Okay.
If you're looking to do a sell, it might be a year and a half.
So there's 4 ways of financing a property.
Yeah.
You can get a bridge loan, which is a short-term loan with a high percentage. You can just simply do a mortgage.
Yeah.
Or
cash.
Cash, yeah.
Yeah. I think obviously if you've got the cash to do these deals, then 100% cash.
Just go for it.
You don't have to pay no fees, no mortgage fees, literally no mortgage broker fees. You can literally go there, get a solicitor, get them to arrange the purchase of the property, and you can just buy it in cash.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
It's a lot more simple, it's a lot straightforward. That's why when a lot of people are reaching out to me saying they've got 30,000, 40,000, you know, it's not as juicy. Right now, what I'm looking for is a bigger joint venture partner with, say, 1 million in the bank, cash, ready to go. I can build a large portfolio with them.
Okay.
But if it was my preference, then obviously, cash, if it was available.
Okay, but then after cash, would you go for the bridging loan or just go for the mortgage? Or it depends case by case basis?
Yeah, completely case by case. It depends on the property, really.
Yeah, depends on the property.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And now, on to our last question. You know, people are watching this thinking, you know what? You know, I like what Luigi's doing. I want to get into it.
Yeah.
They may be young or they may be, you know, new to property.
Yeah.
What would be the first steps for them, you know, would you say?
So I'd say the first step is 100% is studying.
Studying,
learning as much as you can.
Yeah.
Getting out there, meeting people that are actually doing it.
100%.
There's lots of people online talking about stuff, but you need to see proof. If you can't see proof of the deals they're doing, then don't listen. Literally find people that are doing it and just try and get as much knowledge as you can from them.
Definitely.
And if you can find a mentor, then yeah, but don't pay £5,000 for some mentorship package or anything like that.
Yeah.
And if you are going to choose a mentor, choose someone that's doing it.
100%. And talking of, education,
Yeah.
The people viewing may want to learn from you. So is there any services you plan on providing in the future, or any consultation you do, or do they just go to your channel? What's
Yeah, so obviously my main focus is building my portfolio and building my portfolio for myself and my JV partners. But I'm actually flying out tomorrow to Cancun.
Nice one. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Have a good holiday.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, it's really nice weather out there. So what I'm going to be doing, it is a business trip. I'm not going there breaking any laws and traveling illegally. It's a business trip. I'm going there to record my training program that I've already recorded about half of it.
Okay.
So it's been taking me months to do it because I don't want to release anything unless I know it's definitely the best I can possibly provide.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's going to be basically a training program that's going to be breaks down all of the different aspects of property investing. So it's called Property Investing 101.
Okay, nice.
So it's I built it for new people.
Okay, so it goes into detail of what we've spoken about, but into way more detail, examples, all the mistakes you made. It really.
There's around 10 hours of video footage that's going to be on there.
Okay, and then for people to find out, it's best they subscribe to the channel and for more updates.
Yeah. So subscribe to my channel. I'll definitely be posting it on there. And I'll let you know when it's ready as well. Maybe we can do a shout out or something like that.
Yeah, that's definitely good.
Yeah, it's probably going to be mid-Feb that it's ready.
Nice one.
Yeah.
But Luigi, it's good having you on, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
I appreciate your time. Thank you, man.
Definitely, guys. If you want to learn more, make sure to check out his channel. It'll be there, man. You already know, it's Poku Banks, baby.